Hello. And I have to be honest and say I completely forgot about my starters this evening. It is very late and I was just about to go to bed and realized, oh my goodness, I forgot all about my starters. So let's take a look and see how they are doing. So here you can see my starters. Betty, the brown rice starter, is becoming a little more active, and there's Bob just bubbling away and very, very happy, obviously. I think it did reach its peak, and I don't even think it started lowering yet, but you can see that Susie rose right up to here and has now dropped to here. So she's definitely hungry and ready for a feed. So let's go check out what they look like inside. Now, Betty, actually, it looks like it did rise and fall as well. Even though it's really, really cold, we can see it still did rise significantly. And it actually smells quite sweet, and I can hear it bubbling away. It's very active. Because we're still growing our starter here, I am going to feed Betty as well, just a low ratio. And we did feed her this morning, and I'm going to give it just a little feed this evening. It is so cold, but I am going to wrap them up tonight. I decided I'm going to keep 50 grams. Now, as you get more practice, and at this point, you've been working with your starter for 11 days, so you need to know it fairly well. So trust your intuition as to what you think you should do. But I'm going to keep most of it. I didn't discard very much. I am keeping 50, and it's kind of like giving my starter a snack. I want to make sure it doesn't peak and fall in the night, but I also want to make sure it gets enough food so that it can basically eat through the food tonight while I'm sleeping. In the morning, I can feed it again because I do want to have the best development possible of this starter. I want it to multiply and be vigorous. So I don't want to let the cold slow it down too much. So because I'm still building this starter, I'm going to continue feeding it. If I had just been letting it sit out and wanting to feed it, it was already an established starter, and I had been wanting to feed my starter and create a leaven, then that would be where I would use that temperature model a little bit more. But for now, I do want to get it active. So I've decided I'm going to give it a feed. It's just going to be a really small snack. So I decided to do this because I know that my starter is hungry, but because of the extreme cold, we cannot keep our house at an even temperature. And I'm just finding that the activity is going down and the starter just doesn't need that much food. So it will peak and be wonderful and beautiful and active with just this small amount of food. So after you've fed and given it a good mix, then of course just scrape down your sides to clean it up and place your elastic onto your new jar, of course. Check the height of the elastic and cover it back up. And get ready because tomorrow we're going to start our preparations to make our very first loaf of gluten-free sourdough. And just below this video is this materials list, which has all the essentials that you need in order to bake your first loaf of sourdough bread. So have a look and make sure you're all prepared because on day 14 and 15, we're going to bake our first loaf. So I'll see you this evening when we'll feed our starters again. I hope you have a wonderful day.